Robert Jenrick is echoing his former mistress's ploy of disloyalty in questioning the government's approach to immigration. He talks about the public being sick of the talk about a serious package of fundamental reforms before last Christmas and before this Christmas, if it could have been done. And he says that the government is all talk and no trousers, effectively. It's a it's an extraordinary display of contempt for cabinet responsibility, for cabinet collective responsibility, and he deserves to be sacked for it. But then, of course, the Home Secretary deserves to be sacked for his extraordinary language in the House of Commons and his failure to address the issue, and in saying that he didn't say what clearly he did say. Eventually, I suppose the truth will out, or people could be so bored by the idea because it's one scandal after another, and this mountain, this heap of ordure which the present government is dispensing on our political life is what's one error, linguistic error or another. So Jenrick was speaking to MPs today or on Tuesday, and he was expressing frustration with the fact that the net migration apparently has hit 745,000 people. This presumably includes students, and it presumably includes those people who are working for the NHS. It's nonsensical, really. We need people to do the jobs that are not being done currently by people native to Britain. So we need to import them. And the failure to provide anybody with job security, the constant threat to have visas revoked, and the rhetoric, the xenophobic rhetoric which emerges from the mouths of people like Jenrick, none of this commands respect. The problem in this particular case, of course, is that the Labour Party has hitched itself to the same rhetoric. And we have to ask, at what point did this become acceptable? And equally, at what point does the call to trim back net migration figures become a credible and achievable ambition? David Cameron said he wanted to do it, but it wasn't possible. And who do you trim back? In the end, the people you trim, as Theresa May discovered when she was Home Secretary, are the people who are most well documented. That's the students, the ones who bring in lots of money to particularly universities. Trim them back by all means and watch the collapse like a row of dominoes of our university systems completely, that are dependent at the moment on as many foreign students as they can squeeze in. Do that. Do that if you think if you think destroying yet another industry. Equally, I would hasten to add the English as a foreign language and the foreign education system. Students coming to the UK for summer schools and even schools throughout the year, tuition throughout the year, bring in a huge amount of money to our economy. By all means, Jenrick, destroy all that if you wish to, and you will see businesses tumble, and that at a time when we are struggling to survive economically. Yeah, great idea, Jenrick. But Your aim is not, I think, to provide a recipe for the survival and the health of this country. Your aim is to find some sort of way to ease yourself into one of the top jobs in government or in the opposition. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of having a top job in opposition? You're not going to be able to achieve anything. So, okay, go there. Poodle your way after Suella Braverman and see if anybody cares.